Okay, hello everybody. It's 2222, 2nd of February 22. Welcome to SIG Node CI meeting. We have a very short agenda today. Just mic fixed. I looked at it. It's a fix, like you shifted the delay in different place.
Yes. So the first time I said the delay incorrectly, I took a look into the logs and I realized that the last validation was actually happening and the timeout was happening on that part. And I also restored the previous timeout.
Perfect.
And yeah, I just noticed that you already approved it, so I'll wait until I get a couple of green runs and then I'll close the issues.
Keep my fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Also,
yeah, on an unrelated note, I don't know why, but I lost write access to the document. Is this expected or
not expected?
Or do I have to join? No. Maybe I have to join.
Can anybody else? Can anybody else edit it? Can it be private versus corporate email account?
Yeah, I'm using both accounts and none of them work. I can only suggest. Maybe it's something because I probably left a group accidentally.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I left that group because there was some spam on it, and accidentally I reported it as spam and I dropped the group. I'll just rejoin.
You'll have problems with all other documents as well. But yeah, please rejoin. Anything else for agenda today? Any explicit topics to discuss? Okay, then. I know Raven updated the dashboard for tests. I don't know whether Raven is on the call today. No, he's not. Anyway, so he told me that nothing particularly new here. So there are a couple of failures on here, on Kinder. So 2 failures, 3 failures. It's quite rare. And
it looks like a whole run just like failed to start up. They're not like failures per se. I think it's an infrastructure issue because those are old SKU tests.
That's a bunch of like periodic, like random infra failures.
Okay.
Daniel, your mic gain is very low. I can barely hear you.
Oh yeah, post-COVID, I can barely like talk loud. Apparently, it's very annoying. 1 second. Oh, apparently Zoom was using like the terrible microphone built into my camera. That's a bad idea. Is that better?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're much better.
Yeah. Zoom is bad at audio, actually. There should be nothing new. Everything that's broken is broken for like tedious, flaky reasons, as far as I can tell. That is hard to reproduce outside of running like a big suite because it's stuff like eviction.
Okay. Are you talking about this container?
Yeah.
Daniel, did you want to talk about the eviction tests?
I've been trying to figure out how to rewrite the eviction tests such that they are no longer horrible to maintain. The main problem is trying to figure out how to do that in a way that is sensible. Like the disk eviction tests, I'm increasingly tempted to have Kubernetes configure itself on those ones to use a like tempfs with a forced fixed size, rather than like trying to fight with the system for other stuff that's going on. Partially because they are the flakiest tests we have, because other stuff happening can break them. But also that's a horrible idea. And so if anyone has better ones, I would love to hear them.
So there is this eviction test on Containerd, and there is one on Cryo as well. Did you look at this one?
I mean, I've been looking at all of them.
When was it?
Like if you take a look, like you can see basically anything related to disks and PIDs is flaky as heck.
Yeah, it's a
They've been
storage
the
function.
hardest to ever get going green, and I'm tired of spending time on them.
But
And
on,
so I want
on
to.
those tests specifically, I looked this afternoon and for the eviction for the disk, and I don't know, it looks like there is like disk pressure for like 2 minutes, and then the disk pressure disappears, even though the big disk hog container still has the same size. So I don't understand. It's resizing the available space. Or
I don't know how
something?
these tests work, but I know that probably an easier way to make them be more like I suspect that they're actually, I know that I've seen on some of them, they actually try to fill up the whole disk. And I think a better way to do this would be, and more reliable way to do this would be to like make a small partition, maybe a tempfs, maybe on disk. I don't think it really matters that much. And then fill that up, because that will cause disk pressure if you point the kubelet at it.
So that is what I was saying. Like partially, like what they do right now is rather than filling up the whole disk, is they figure out how much free disk space there is at the start of the test, minus 4 gigabytes from that, and then try and fill up 10 gigs of space. Which is horrible for many reasons, partially because like if you're running them on your local desktop or whatever, other stuff on your system is gonna purge disk. Or like, you know, stuff touches disk all the time and like stuff changes, which makes them kind of really flaky. Part of what I've noticed with that is if you're running if you're only running the storage tests, they only fail 1 in like 200 runs. When you run all of the eviction tests, they will sometimes fail, and we get very unlucky on CI. And I am not quite sure what makes them fail more frequently in k8s CI yet, given that I'm running the same image configs. It's a fun time.
And we cannot have like a fake CRI that we can like set disk pressure, or but then it's not an end-to-end test, right?
Yeah, so the problem is like that ETEs, they kind of have to, you know, go through the whole thing. Which is why I'm probably going to end up doing a horrible tempfs.
I don't think that's that horrible. I think that that makes sense. I think it's a good idea, and kudos to you for coming up with it. Fundamentally, I think these tests have just been broken by design since they landed, and nobody's come back to spend the time on them because, you know, the tests landed, they mostly worked, they weren't in any blocking lane, and everybody forgot about them. I think it's probably a good summary of what happened, and it would be cool if they worked. Because they haven't blocked anything since I've started working on Node, so.
But yeah, like I'm probably going to end up rewriting most of the eviction tests. Right now, they all use a very dry, like common thing to actually run them that makes ever debugging or fixing them really hard, because it means to change one test, you have to change all of the eviction tests. And it also means that to understand one eviction test, you have to understand all of them, which is not particularly productive.
I'm okay with decoupling that. I think it might make sense to dry things in the context of like maybe all the storage tests look the same and maybe all the memory or CPU pressure tests each look the same, but like not kind of everything together.
Yeah, like right now it's just like the cognitive load of trying to debug any of them is horrible. They also are way too lucky with things that become noise as opposed to useful.
I trust that you will use your best engineering judgment to fix.
Yeah, I'll set everything on fire.
Thanks for looking at this, Daniel.
Okay, thank you. yeah, everything else the same. Okay, let's move on. Thank you for taking notes, Matthias. Okay, I wanted to look at performance dashboard just in case. Stable. Memory also stable. And runtime. Just a little bit of just a little bit of increase here. Yeah, I wonder if it's the same increase as we saw before, when it goes up and then a few like 30 days later it goes down. Let me take a screenshot and then double check next week. Okay. This is done. Okay, let's go to the dashboard. Quite a few items to triage just a week. Oh. This is already done. Small update. This will be discussed today. Posts have Timberland starting. I wonder if it's, yeah, it's a code change, product change, a small test addition. So let's keep it on the main board and remove it from CI board. I think I feel the same situation. Okay.
Wait, these are, I think these are current tickets.
Yeah, it's current, but they're mostly product change. And this meeting, we try to look at metric test infra.
Oh, okay.
That means that they're not important. It's just this meeting can concentrate on tests.
Gotcha.
I feel the same situation. We need to understand the test product changes first, and then tests. It's a small part of it. It's the same situation, and it's work in progress. So I will put wait, no, not here. Oh, Matthias, you sent a draft. Is it still a draft?
Yeah, actually, because what I was trying to do doesn't work because I explained there and I asked David to look at, but he didn't reply.
Okay.
Basically, the version of busctl that is available there is too old and it cannot emit signals in the bus.
It's on Fedora. Okay, no mind. Yeah, no mind. Yeah, remove from here. Minimal checkpoint in support. Oh, checkpoint. It's cap related. Yeah, so many PRs just need to be filtered out of here. Piece, same. I wonder why it's marked done. Oh, it's because different SIG. Anyway, yeah. Can take a look later. Job container into test. Okay, DT sends this PR, and this is for GCI folder, I think. Yeah, I already pinged Walter and Don, so I should. Yeah, let's wait for them to approve. Okay. This is new. Yeah, I think it's spin-off of Otherbox. We had okay, so I think assign to drag. So they're working on that. Okay. Okay, this eviction that we just discussed. Daniel, are you okay with me assigning to you?
Sure, I'll take a look at cryo stuff too. It's probably the same stuff.
Thank you. Okay, this is interesting part. This is alpha dashboard, like alpha grid running non-alpha tests. Should be easy change. And then like, I'm not sure why is this failures here, but first we need to fix is run proper tests. So name will match the definition.
Those config map tests have been failing at least since last week, I think. I don't think anyone's looked at them.
Yeah, I think I created it last week, 7 days ago, after last triage. Do you want to take a look or just hang it there?
I don't have time right now because of cap freeze plus some of the urgent fixes that Clayton is working on, but like maybe ask me again next week if it's still not done.
Yeah, the other bug is on my plate, and I have been hoping to find some time to go through my ever-growing queue of upstream issues with the test. So hopefully I can get some time this or next week to find the issue, and it'll get 2 birds with 1 stone.
Perfect. Okay. Do you want me to CC you at least in this one?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Air Commander, right?
That's the one.
Okay, this one I will keep bugging host team to understand why we need it. Okay. And this is already being investigated. Okay, so this is one with PR opened. Okay. Okay, over to in progress and wait, I thought we moved everything. Oh, this is needs approval. Okay, I think we're done here, and I went through need review. It's all assigned, so I guess not much time we have for upstream this week for specifically tests. So let's keep it as is. Okay, with that, any last call for test related stuff, and then we go to bug triage. Going once. Okay, let's move to bug triage. Alana, do you want to drive, or you?
Sorry, I am still incapacitated.
Okay.
Thank you for getting this week.
No worries.
I'll chime in as you need me.
Just 11 bucks, so maybe we can finish early this week. So this is SIG storage. Okay. Add SIG storage and accept triage because it looks like a real issue. And we already have a PR opened. I don't think Clayton addressing this specific issue in this PR, so I'm not assigning to him, but simply triaging. Some static pods failed to start on Kubernetes 123.
Yeah, this is the bug that we're fixing with Clayton at the moment.
Okay. Do you want me to assign to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, also important. So we know that I need to fix it in this release since it's a regression. And up until next complete restart. I think we discussed it and it still needs information. Why did I open it? Oh, because we have logs now. Okay, now it's has enough information. Do you remember off the top of your head how to remove needs information? Remove label, maybe.
It's triage. Remove triage.
My lovely conversation with the bot. Okay. Triage now. Exclusive CPU used by. So reported 21 hours ago. Very fresh. Yeah. So old Kubernetes version.
I think this was fixed in 122. Let's see if I can find it.
Like I remember the fix for the bug, but like I think it was some different bug because I don't really understand how it can initiate Kubernetes reboot. Yeah.
So Artem, you're saying that it may not be related to this bug, the fix that Ryan mentions.
Yeah, like you can assign it to me. I will take a look at it, like to understand it more deeply.
Do you want to wait till they reproduce on fresh version, or you find to look at it?
You can leave the trash need information. Like it's always good to have a reproducer for the latest versions. And in parallel, I will just check it. Anyway, it's not too big threat under the issue. So.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, I will remove comments. You'll figure it out.
Thank you.
Issue. Okay. One 20. Oh. Discrepancy between kubelet top and FreeH.
They don't have their system reserved anywhere. Maybe their system reserved is small. Or sorry, maybe their system reserve is large. The actual like amount available for cube is small.
Yeah, that I mean 3.4 gigabytes. So I wonder what's the breakdown on what consumes the memory. And yeah, when the memory is 104, it's supposed to be in process of terminating something, evicting something. So I wonder what's the timing between this one and this one.
Yeah, well, it definitely says they're claiming there's only cube system stuff on there. And that says, yeah, eviction threshold. I bet that there's some workload that's like spinning in the middle of getting evicted. I agree. There's definitely something like they didn't include kubelet logs, so it's impossible to tell. Get them to give their kubelet logs and we'll see what's up.
Yeah, that needs kubelet logs plus like a process dump of like all of the stuff, which they probably don't want to give us.
Process dump of
I think
what?
kubelet log would be good enough just because it'll say what it's evicting and why, and so on.
Okay, guide is confusing. Which document is it from? Yeah, it is confusing. Perhaps we can maybe Hippie can help.
I would ask. I think that's HH.
HH, yes, right. I remember something simple. Thank you. Oh yeah, it's just Daniela fiction. There is accepted.
Oh yeah, I have a PR open for that. That's just waiting for
Yeah,
review.
folder. Yeah. Friends and set priority. Put file with restart policy always. I mean, they're supposed to fail. Oh, not supposed.
It's not a bug.
We need full kubelet logs, not just like 3 lines. Oh no. If it's completed, it will never come back to life. Restart always is only on a failure. So
Yeah.
I don't think this person, well, I mean, that the crash loop back off, that looks like a failure. It shouldn't go from completed to crash loop back off, but I don't think that's what's happening. It should go from
Maybe-
running to crash loop back off back to run. I mean, crash loop back off isn't actually a status. It's in running, but like kubectl will display crash loop back off if that's what's happening. It should never, however, go to completed back to running. So you can assign this one to me. I don't think that this person understands the core life cycle of pods, which is fine. It's confusing. Maybe we should write a doc.
And yeah, like describe on the pod can help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we need the full kubelet logs too. Yeah, feel free to assign this one to me, Sergey. I'll tell them what information we need. I think it needs information.
Being rolled out as a container. So startup prop wouldn't run when canary
What's the
starts.
version of Kubernetes?
119.
Yes. I think that was a bug fixed. in later versions. You remember, Lana?
If there's a bug,
There was a bug that we fixed. I think it's related. You can assign to me, and I will dig it out and reply if
Yeah.
if it's true.
I mean, it's only supposed to happen on like initial pod startup. So like I would expect that would happen if like the pod restarted, that it would run again. Because it basically, I mean, the point of the startup probe is that it suppresses the liveness probe when it's not ready for a liveness probe. So like that would happen if, you know, a container died and got recreated. I'm not really sure what they don't understand here.
What they're saying, startup prop wouldn't start when container recreated. So it needs to give some time for container to start.
Yeah, but at some point we had like an issue with the state not being reset or something.
Oh, I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
I have vague memory of that, but yeah.
But
is 119 still supported?
119 is still supported, by the way.
.119 is not, and 120. I think we have the last patch release is happening like this week is the cutoff kind of thing. So
can this person just try with a later version? Yes.
Matthias, do you want to be assigned or?
I mean, I think they said they were also running OpenShift. If they're running OpenShift, that they should submit a bug to Red Hat.
It's fine. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's
yes. I mean, if it's broken in upstream, then yeah, like here is fine. But you know, if they want support on an older version, then they could always submit a bug to Red Hat. They would not be the first person I told to actually go submit a support ticket to like their vendor and to not the upstream project. But normally I'm not telling them to send me the bugs.
Last one.
Please don't ask me for help here. Please ask me for help in this other issue tracker is certainly some kind of response.
Yeah, somebody need to. I'll just triage it because it's, yeah. Oh, somebody already did. So yeah, it's triaged.
To address Danielle's previous comment, I mean, sometimes the people overlap, but sometimes they don't. So in this case, they got lucky.
Yeah, I just. Oops.
Oh, that one needs triage, Sergey. Do you want to accept it?
It's already accepted. Like I saw the comment.
Nope.
No. Oh. Okay. Yeah. My mistake. Okay. So we done with all the bug triage. We have 10 minutes left. I suggest we use it for caps and reviews. Next week, maybe we can clean up needs information again. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, folks.
Bye. Have a good day.